Hello, it's Kim Corallo. Shut the front door too. We are a wreath door hanger vintage gift store out of Lexington, Kentucky, and today we have a haul video for you. If you are new here, welcome on in. We will show you what we picked up this week, vintage shopping, and then I lost my train of thought. If you're not new here, thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming back. We just appreciate you more than we could ever really let you know, other than to just say thank you. Okay, now let me just tell you that this video, because people watch these videos and then they don't know when they're being filmed, I am filming this video on the 10th of November. So this is all the stuff that we found this week. We're showing you what we found. Next, what we'll do is clean and price and get those pieces to their expected places. And when they get there, that's going to be, I can't count, 5 places. Okay, so we've got 3 booth spaces. We have a salon and we also have an Etsy store. If you do not live near Lexington, Kentucky, and you cannot do a local pickup or shop those spaces that are local, just shoot us a message if you see something that you can't live without and you don't see it on the Etsy store. It is likely that it didn't make it there and it went somewhere else. It also could be sold out, but nonetheless, we can give you the details, and let's get started because this video is gonna run long. Look at this cutie. I have a thing for like dog statues or dog figurines. There are lots of people out there that are just that way with cats. And I am more into dogs. They are harder to find, y'all. Let me just tell you. Now listen, I'll pick up a cat too because I know that so many of you all like them, but I hardly ever pass up a dog. I did get this little weirdo, and I'm gonna tell you why I think he's weird. His eyes, you guys. I don't know if someone painted those on. I'm gonna leave them just because I don't know, but I didn't notice that when I picked him up. Nonetheless, I think he is super cute. He's a really good size, and he is likely to end up online at some point. Another little dog, and this one's solid white. I have no idea what kind of dog it is. Maybe an Irish setter, maybe some kind of a pointer. I don't know. Those tails, if you know, let me know in the comments. But again, I wasn't gonna leave these little pieces because it's not that easy to find them in my area. Good piece of Fenton, you guys. This is a beautiful, I'm gonna call it blue milk glass because I don't know. I don't know what else to call it. That's what it looks like to me. It is made by Fenton. It is marked, and it is really beautiful. It has like a little flowers on the side that are embossed and raised, and I like that little ruffled edge as well around the bowl. Let me go ahead and show you these. Last week's video, I picked up some wooden art that were huge, fork and knives that you hang like on a kitchen wall. This week I picked up something equally as strange, I think. I found 2 of these hand-carved pieces, and they're wall art. They're large, and I am likely to give these a shot in the booth, but again, they're very shippable. So if it's something that you would like to see on the Etsy store, just let us know. Found a lot of stuff, you guys, so I am going to probably be going a little bit long today. I believe this is Blanco. I liked the gathered lip there to make this vase have the 2 openings, and it's crackle glass. The color's good. Was happy to find that as well. And pottery is something that I do really enjoy. And I found this piece that it's handmade pottery. I just thought it was really pretty. I thought that the stamping, or whatever this would be called, it's embossed design. I don't know. Today words seem like they're going to be hard. Maybe you guys need to help me out a little bit. But it's just a cylinder vase, but it is really, really cool. And the size of it was good. So, in the colorway, I thought was really interesting as well. And I know nothing about this next piece. It may be just, it may just be a souvenir type thing. I'm not sure. I just thought the colors were cool, and it kind of reminds me of a little bit like Egyptian style. I'm confused about this little piece right here. So maybe after research, I will learn that this in fact is just a, just a souvenir, which is fine. But I did think the colorway was good, and I kind of liked the little handles on this one. That was probably what made me pick it up. This is silver plate, and see, for all you cat people, I did pick up a cat. This is a ring holder, and I think he's super cute and super sweet. And this little dude is likely going to end up online, because I just think they're really popular, and for me, they're pretty hard to find. So I think I will put him up online. And again, I probably should just stop saying that, because by the time it comes for me to list these things, I start seeing the areas of which we need the items. So again, apologize if you don't see it there, but I will put it there if you need it. Look at this. I loved this hand-turned lidded round container, dish, bowl. I don't know what you would call it. I thought it was pretty cool. It has some natural imperfections. That's just the way the wood grain is, and that is something that I am always drawn to. I love handmade items. I love natural items, and the talent that it takes for someone to do this. Now, it needs to be oiled up and cleaned up, but I think it's a beautiful piece, and I was super excited to find this as well. Look at this little guy. This little guy is treasure craft, and I thought it was super cute. It's a planter, and this is a little pixie or a little elf, and I don't know. I'm not usually drawn to solid brown art like this. I like it better when these little pixies have color. However, this one was in pristine condition, and that is not easy to find, and I literally had never seen one before, so I was happy to give him a chance to see if you guys thought he was pretty cool as well. Now, I have had these before. I knew exactly what they were. These look absolutely brand new, like they have never been used before. And they are brass, and this top part is glass. They're obviously tulip flowers, but they're candle holders. And you would put like a votive candle in these. And I've had them before, but I loved them then. I love them still. And these, like I said, look like they're in brand new condition. Wasn't gonna leave those behind. The next piece that I picked up, I find it to be interesting. I'm really thinking it's made from Spain, and it's actually a nutcracker. What I find interesting about it is I cannot imagine actually cracking nuts this way. It would take forever. But what I do love about it is I love the shape. I just love the warmth that it gives. And I think on a shelf for a styling moment, it could be a really interesting piece to have. And so that is exactly why this came home with me. Another little dog statue, and I believe this is an Irish setter. Again, with them being all white, I'm not exactly sure, but I do think he's really, really cute, and this puts off that sort of vibe of equestrian to me, and I love that look. I love that design element, and so I usually pick up anything that I can find that gives off that vibe, because I keep a display in one of the booths that has that flair. And so if this doesn't go online, it'll fit in perfect with those or that display. Let's see here. Found 2 of these, and they're penguins. Obviously, they're from Pier 1. They're not probably super old. They're actually Christmas ornaments, but I'm not gonna take off the little Christmas ornaments hanger. I'll leave that on there. But the reason why I picked them up is I'm always looking for smaller things that can stand up to put inside of cloches. And so that is the reason why I picked these up. They will, be marketed as Christmas ornaments like they are, but they can also be marketed as, something that you could put in a cloche that could be an all winter long display element. And I love when you can get mileage out of things. That is one of the things that as a buyer I look for, and as a seller I also like to give ideas. And that's the reason why I'm always telling you, this would look good here and this would look good here. It is to give ideas just in case you hadn't thought of that yourself. This is a candlestick holder. It's for a pillar candle, and I liked it's Japan made, and I just like the colors on it. But another reason why I will pick these things up, they make great risers. So if you need help with shelving, if you have, this isn't probably going to fit on there quite right, but if you need help to make something taller, I was going to say rise it up, make something taller. These types of things, these chunky types of candle holders that you can find that are glass or pottery like this one, or wood, they work really good as risers as well. I don't really have anything that's giving a good example here within arm's reach, but hopefully you can get the idea. Look at this precious little thing. I loved this little owl. This is lucite. It's on maybe a lucite base even. I was going to say wood, but I think that is also lucite. It is Italian made, and I just couldn't get past the uniqueness of it. I don't know. I liked him. I liked him a lot. He does have, some minor wear. The bottom scratched up a little bit, but there's a few scratches on his head, but not enough to make me feel like he didn't need to come home with me, because I think that he would look really, really cute on a shelving unit. This is something that I find very interesting. It's a stone sculpture, and things like this I am super drawn to, and I will probably forever be drawn to these. I will mix this more modern sculpture in with my less modern home. I don't really have a modern home. My home is an eclectic mix, but I'm not afraid to buy something like this and add this to a bookshelf. I think it adds a lot of interest, and I loved the tones of the stone. I'm gonna call it marble because I'm not exactly sure what type of stone it is, but the shape of it is interesting, and it's just in perfect condition. There are no chips and there are no cracks, and I was super excited to be able to find that. Okay, got quite a bit more. Italian pottery is a win all day, every day. And this platter, given that this transferware is green, you can probably already guess. I'm keeping this. I am not gonna get rid of it. I don't find a lot of green pottery. I find a lot of, when it's transfer, a lot of times it's the blue and white, and so I'm gonna hang on to this. It is not perfect. Now these are not cracks or breaks or anything like that. It is manufacturer, so it is definitely probably a second in the first place, but wait till you see the next piece. A covered dish that is in pristine, not a second, perfect condition. And I think I'm gonna hold on to both of these for a minute. Now, that doesn't mean that at a later date, you won't find it going into the Etsy store or into the booth. And let me just tell you that this little baby is going to be holding a Christmas tree this Christmas season, and when I decorate, I will definitely make sure that I come back and show you how I used it as a Christmas tree base. And I didn't have that idea when I purchased it. I'll be honest, I just had the idea that I really liked it and I didn't want to leave it behind. Okay, let me show you this. Let me put these down because if I don't, I'm afraid they're gonna fall over and I'm gonna break them. Let me show you this because I just told you that sometimes things show up at a later date. This is a good example of that. I thrifted this several months ago, maybe a year or more, and I held on to it. I just kept it. I love its little size. This was professionally framed, but it is a bird sculpture made out of feathers, and I like it a lot. But I found another piece of art that I kept, so I'm gonna pass this along, and I will likely have this on the Etsy store. Actually, if you all are new here, or even if you're not new here, you may not know that once a month, the third Thursday of every month, we do a shop the shelf. And the only thing that means is so many of these things go into our local spots that Etsy sometimes doesn't get quite enough, I feel like. And so once a month, we dedicate a large portion of items that is shop the shelf, and it goes to Etsy, and it's for all of our online customers that don't live local to Lexington, Kentucky. So some of these things that I'm saying, I'm thinking those might be some shop the shelf items, and I believe this little piece of art will be one of those. Let me show you some of pins, some jewelry that I picked up. They were all in a lot. I wanted the stick pin. This is the one that I wanted. I just remember wearing stick pins myself, and I don't know, I just thought it was super sweet. And so in order to get the stick pin, I had to buy the butterfly. I had to buy the rose and this little enamel giraffe and this little gold giraffe. So I haven't done any research. I have zero ideas of if these are older pins or more modern pins, but I'm giving them a shot and do the research later and find out. I like a good piece of copper or brass art. This is a piece of brass that's been framed, that's just an embossed piece, that's a ship scene. And there's a little bit of information on the back, and that's always fun. And you can tell from the back side how old this is. Well, not exactly how old, but you can tell that it is, in fact, very old. This one's not as old, but it is so cute and so well done. It's a hand-painted piece of wood. It was done in the early 90s, and whoever, because I can't, H-O-S-T-A, Hosta, whoever that is, I thought did a really, really good job. And I think that it's an interesting mix of colors. Caught my eye and was super excited to find it. Something else that I think is fabulous is this bag. It's a needlepoint. It has the sweetest little chain handle. It's in great condition on the inside, and I don't go out a lot for parties or that type of thing, but I know others do, so I grabbed it up because I thought it would be a really, really good thing to have for the upcoming holiday season where people are going out and about and visiting their friends and family. A little seal that's pewter on a rock piece of stone, because who doesn't need that? I'm saying it's, you know, a paperweight. It's obviously could be a paperweight. It's not a paperweight, it's more of a statue. But anyway, I thought he was super cute. And the size, though he's heavy, the size isn't huge, so I wouldn't be afraid to ship him along. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities for cost, is how I think of that. Look at her. I gotta tell you a little story. Guys, I thought she was sort of a creamy color, and I don't know on camera if it's coming through that well, with a little bit of a brown tint to her. She's Japan made, and she probably had friends or sisters or mates at one time. She's an only for me, and she'll look cute on a shelving unit on a stack of books, but she should be solid white. She's just that dirty, y'all. So she's got to get a bath, and she'll look totally different when you see her either at the booth spaces or online. But I thought she was super sweet. And last, but certainly not least, because I found the most epic planter of all time. I love this guy. This is the second time I have found one of these. The first time I actually didn't find it. It was actually a gift from an old neighbor. This one I found out while thrifting, and it's a panther. It is a planter. I do not know who the maker is, but it's fabulous. Really, really good size. Guys, that's all we have for you today. We hope that you have the very best day, and we'll talk to you really soon.